Toyotaro drew this rendition of the new Bardock, and it looks like he just got through with a battle. He's all scarred up, bloody, and he looks like he's eating his alien enemies. And I love this piece of art. I love how gritty it looks. I love how he looks like a fusion between Tarzan and Wolverine. He looks great. And there's one thing that this piece of art has made abundantly clear for me, and that is that Toyotaro is ready to get past the Tournament of Power and go into the Broly movie.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
So you guys have been waiting for me to address the recent drama between me and another YouTuber. Well, I got two things to say. I'm over it unless he continues it, and y'all need to follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. The new chapter of Dragon Ball Super's manga, chapter 41, is probably one of the best chapters that has come out in recent memory. At least for me it was, because it doesn't really completely erase what happened in the last chapter. It doesn't erase this, but it makes it more acceptable by fixing some of the stuff that happened in the anime. Now, I don't know why people are upset that MUI Goku is skinny and lean and doesn't really have that much bulk. Personally for me, I like this rendition because it brings him closer to Super Saiyan God, which is a transformation that I feel like needs to have more shine on it, and it connects the two in a way that makes for the possibility of a plethora of new theory videos. But even though I do like the way that this connects these two transformations, there is still a soft spot in my heart for the bulky MUI that faced off against a hugely bulky Jiren, which is something that this chapter was lacking. This chapter is making it seem like this is the end of the tournament, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least 2 or 3 more chapters left of the tournament, because I want to see Jiren with his shirt popped off. I want to see him all bulky. I want to see him with 100% of his power unleashed like he was in the anime. But just like we saw MUI 3 times in the anime, we've only seen it twice so far in the manga. I think there's going to be one more shot at the very end. That's how Jiren's going to lose, because MUI Goku is going to push him off the arena. Now let's talk about something that this chapter made better than the anime. And I had to think hard and long about this, because I really do love Frieza and Goku versus Jiren at the very end with 17 thrown into the mix. That is so nostalgic for me, not only because it's 2 of my favorite characters, a villain and a hero, facing off against a greater power together, but because the scene itself, that clip, that moment, is nostalgic. It's gonna bring nostalgia to a lot of Dragon Ball Super fans down the line, and I really love it for that. But I gotta say, if I have to be real with myself, the manga chapter did it better. With multiple times throughout the anime and the manga, both Goku and Vegeta facing off against Whis and having that be the training, it makes perfect sense for this to be the culmination. It just brings it all together, because even Whis is like, the training that I put you guys through, this is your moment. Now put the abilities that I've taught you to the test. And even the gods were like, they're fighting as one, even though they really don't fight together, because they're Saiyans, and yeah, because that's all their training was, and that is true for the most part. So I really do like that they went this route and made Goku and Vegeta, and even making Vegeta more willing to partner up and fight alongside Goku, face a monster like Jiren. I really do like that. Now, Jiren himself is a lot better than he was in the anime. I gotta say, I forgot how good he was and how they were building him up through the manga. They were giving him more dialogue, more backstory, and I like that. I like that he talks. I like that it seems like he is a really good fighter, but when it comes to technique, he's not 100% there. He's more of power and brute force, which makes sense considering his size, because when he's fighting UI Goku and MUI Goku, which, by the way, they do it more in the way where UI Goku or Omen Goku is just like him going into MUI, which I like that. It's sleeker instead of having it 2 different things. But when he's facing off against this character, it shows that he's all about brute force, and Goku has a far more greater technique. And then we get to Jiren's backstory, which we finally found out what's going on with his backstory in a more concise and direct way, because now we know that his master, which everyone seems to know, so it must be a really powerful character, put him in the Pride Troopers because he wanted him to learn teamwork. And even though that's kind of like a lesson that Jiren really should know, like he should have an inkling as to why he never got the approval before his sensei was killed. And that was the reason, because he never learned teamwork, because he doesn't even use it here. He knocked out his own friends out of the arena just to fight on his own. So it makes sense that he doesn't know it, but I feel like a character like him should. But I still think it was written in a great way where he's trying to bring his master back with the wish so his master can acknowledge his power, because he's been focusing on power and he still hasn't learned the teamwork aspect. So even if you did bring his master back, his master would still be disappointed, I guess. But hopefully he learns it by the end of all this, that teamwork is the reason that his master put him in the Pride Troopers. But I really do like that they went in this more cohesive way of making his stint in the Pride Troopers and his master's death. They rolled it all into one story and it made it better. It just did. It made him more interesting. And I gotta say, if I had to pick a character to have daddy issues, especially a huge hulking masculine character to have daddy issues over a character that has a Sasuke-ass backstory, I'll pick the daddy issues every time. There aren't that many anime characters, especially huge masculine figures, that have severe daddy issues like what it seems like Jiren has. And so I like that they switched that to his backstory, and it makes him even more unique and more interesting. Ultimately, this chapter did one thing right, and that is make me believe that they are going in the right direction with the rest of the series. They are bringing more interesting aspects that the anime kind of dropped the ball on to these characters and to the fights. And even though I'm still upset about the whole Roshi Ultra Instinct deal, I can sort of kind of get past that if they explain a little bit more on Ultra Instinct later down the line. And right now I am excited, not only for the chapter, because I actually did like the chapter, but the fact that Toyotaro drew this, and it seems like he's gearing up for the Broly saga with this level of detail on Bardock. We may actually see this character in action. If not in the movie, we definitely might see him in the manga, and it could be possible that he's going to have greater control over the manga side of things than he would the Tournament of Power, because the Tournament of Power was a full-on anime story, while the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie has to tell a story in an hour and a half, or almost 2 hours. So it's not going to be as clear or explaining things as much as an anime could. So Toyotaro can definitely come in here with the chapters and kind of fill in the blanks and make characters more fleshed out and all that, and tell sort of a story that he's more interested in telling. And I cannot wait for us to get there. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.